Hi, my name's Amy, and this was me on my wedding day. I was happy and full of life. Part of that was from being an actress, but part of that was, I guess, from being on Paxil for 17 years. And I haven't smiled like that or felt um, enthusiasm since I took myself off Paxil in August. Um, and I'm doing this because I felt very alone. I still do. It's 7 months. And I'm doing this today because I actually, after having a team of therapy and acupuncturists and psychiatrists, have come to the conclusion that the best thing for me would be to go back on Paxil, which I was in the last 7 years of taking it, I was down to 20 milligrams, and the last year I was on 10 milligrams, planned my whole wedding, and had a lot of joy on that still. And after I got married, we started talking about me trying to get pregnant, and all of a sudden on the Paxil bottle, I saw "do not take while pregnant," and I was naive to think that it wasn't on all of the medications, but I did start reading up on Paxil and how it went to a Category D medication, how there were more risks and lawsuits, and it scared the hell out of me. So I weaned myself down from 10 milligrams to 0 in about 3 weeks with uh, psychiatrist, one meeting with a psychiatrist. And I guess she didn't warn me enough. And I guess I was too stubborn and naive anyway to think that I could really be okay, not on anything, but also be okay with the way that I weaned myself off of it. I've learned now that I did it way too quickly. It was in my system for 17 years, and what wound up happening to me was on my honeymoon, 4 months later, after being married on my honeymoon, after being off the Paxil for 2 weeks, and thinking that I was past the withdrawal symptoms, I had debilitating panic attacks and anxiety attacks that have only now, 7 months later, gotten a little bit easier, but have not left me. I still have a feeling of dread and horrible anxiety, and I never had any of that before I took myself off Paxil. Um, to look back and think that the last 7 months of struggle, of frustration and depression, and not to mention my husband coming home to a crying wife, so many nights. It's hard not for me to beat myself up about the fact that I could have eliminated all of that pain if I had just I sought a doctor, if they knew more, if I went to the right person at first. I thought I was dodging the system by just getting refills from my regular internal medicine doctors. Over the years, I didn't see a psychiatrist and would just get refills, and it would be 90-day refills, and or 90-day and then 3 refills, so that would last me a year and I would never have to see a psychiatrist, and I figured I was saving money and outsmarting the system. And I look back and I just wish that I knew better, or as one person said, the system failed me in a way, but I didn't realize the severity and the danger of getting off of it so quickly. And I only want to be able to pass the information along that I didn't have. Not that I'm a doctor or anything, but just to, I guess, do it the right way. I'm now still wanting to get pregnant and realize that I will have to be on an antidepressant when I'm pregnant, where last year at this time that was not an option for me in my mind. That's not something that I figured that was for weak people, that I was stronger. I had been on it long enough. I can fly on my own. I've done the work. I was in therapy. I remember going to a doctor and she said, I also, you don't wean yourself off too quickly, because you could have, rebound anxiety, rebound effect. It could have a rebound effect. I am not one of those psychiatrists that doesn't believe you can't be on it while pregnant. And I basically was like, thank you for your time, but that's not going to be my situation. I'm good. And it's just amazing how differently I think now, and how I'm not judging those people, and I'm trying very hard not to judge myself when the time comes to start wanting to get pregnant. I realized that although Paxil is in a category D, it is compared to the others. I've been told by my psychiatrist, who I have to entrust with my life because she's the one that studied all of this. She says that it's not really much more of a risk than the others. And she's told me to stop reading about it. I feel irresponsible knowing that I'm going back on it and wanting to get pregnant. So I'm dealing with me feeling like a failure in that department already. I'm 39. I'm not that young, so it's not like I want to wait and try to wean myself off a couple of years before we start trying again. My husband is 43, and I just wish I knew more. I went to a holistic center. I'd done acupuncture. I started meditating. My psychiatrist said I've done very admirable work and worked very hard in the last 7 months, and started with trying Klonopin to get me over the Paxil Withdrawal. Then I went to Lexapro. Then I went to Celexa. Then I went to Zoloft, because I heard that was the one that most OBGYNs use. And I had a friend that had a very healthy baby on Zoloft, and that just didn't do well with my system. I was sick, nausea, and all of that stuff. So I went back to the Celexa, and still after 7 weeks, just haven't found the relief, and haven't gotten my life back, and haven't been myself since last summer. And I just miss myself so much, and I miss who I was. And I guess if I took the pregnancy equation off the table, it would have been, I guess, a no-brainer to go back on the Paxil, even though I know about the horrible withdrawal syndrome compared to the others. But this has been a living hell. There were some good days and some really, really awful days, but it's been 7 months, and as much as I'm scared to take it, which I just went to CVS and filled my prescription, and I cannot believe it's in this house. I felt like I was walking up to the counter to get cocaine or heroin. That's how I view Paxil, although I'm trying really hard to get better about it. I had a team, I have a team working with me of doctors, and they have assured me that I have made the right decision, and I have fought it as much as I can. And I just pray that no one winds up like this. I had a great support system and family and friends and a husband, and I just can't imagine if I had less than that and I was going through this, if I would have made it. So this is for people who maybe just need an ounce of comfort in knowing that there are people who are dealing with this. I'm obviously still dealing with it. I don't know what's going to happen when I take the Paxil again. I'm hoping that it will. I've heard that my neurotransmitters are out of balance, and of course it's hard because they don't have blood test or urine test for that. So I felt like a dartboard at times, with darts being thrown at me, or given one piece of a puzzle a day and the pieces don't fit. And the puzzle's so big and I just couldn't complete it. That's what I felt like at times. And most of the time. And it's a process. And I remember looking back at the 3-month mark and I couldn't believe it was 3 months and I don't know how much longer I could take it. And now the fact that it's 7 months, someone at a holistic center said, well, you're 7 months smarter. And it's those little sound bites that I have to remember so it can help me and not say, looking back or what I should have done or I can't believe I did this to myself. I really messed up my system, which I said over and over for a long time. And it's taken me a while through therapy, to come to terms with the fact that it wasn't my fault and I did what I thought was right at the time, which was trying to get off my antidepressant because I wanted to have a healthy pregnancy. I'm healthy in every area of my life, and I just felt like, well, why would I be on a drug while I was pregnant? To me, that would be like drinking hard alcohol for 9 months while I was pregnant. And then it wasn't an option for me, and now I've learned more. I guess I know there's no guarantees anyway, and there's always risks at hand. And 7 months later, I am going to take Paxil tonight. And I just hope it helps. And I hope that this can bring some comfort to see somebody going through these emotions and the struggle, the thoughts that can beat yourself up. And if anything comes from this last 7 months, it would be to not tell people what to do at all, but just share my story and know that I went through this. And if anyone out there is going through this, just do the best you can and try to find the best doctor you can and trust them and I guess know that you're going through it for a reason, and I put myself through this for a reason, and that there will be a good outcome. I have to believe that, and I've learned to think positively, although I don't look very positive today, but that's all I have is to think positively at this point, because I don't know what's going to happen. So thanks for listening, and if this reaches out to anybody, know that you're not alone. That's it. Thank you.